on the sub's safety features.
These are self-breathing devices.
Oxygen masks if there's fire and smoke in the cabin.
But there's always a contingency plan. So we have a contingency plan right now.
That plan includes 4 days of oxygen and 4 days of food and water, and a remote operated vehicle, or ROV, on the support vessel to be deployed if needed. The barge tows us out to sea just off the coast.
It's not, I know we were talking about this before, and it's not really fair to compare this to the Titan because they're completely different vessels built for completely different purposes, completely different depths. However,
Still a 5-person.
it's a 5-person, and for you, safety remains like the priority concern.
It has to recognize the crew so that it's certified, so that the owners realize that that they have a vessel that has been third-party approved to standards, recognizing international standards.
Most subs are inspected and certified by independent and internationally recognized agencies like the American Bureau of Shipping, or ABS. In 2018, fired OceanGate Director of Marine Operations, David Lockridge, said in court documents that he had strongly encouraged the company to bring in ABS to inspect and certify the Titan, but that never happened. In 2019, OceanGate said it was going to another agency instead, seeking classification from Lloyd's Register. So the Fifth Estate reached out to Lloyd's, who told us they declined a request from OceanGate to provide classification following a preliminary observation of OceanGate testing a Titan submersible in 2019, and that they never did class the Titan.
The OceanGate sub was not certified. It was an experimental craft. And as such, it should have never carried human beings. It was not fit for purpose, frankly. And if you want to use it to carry human beings, you should be willing to submit your design, your engineering, your analysis to a third-party review.
At some point, safety just is pure waste. I mean, if you just want to be safe, don't get out of bed, don't get in your car, don't do anything. At some point, you're going to take some risk, and it really is a risk-reward question. I said, I think I can do this just as safely by breaking the rules.
So I disagree that this idea that somehow certification is an impediment to innovation, or that it somehow hinders progressive thinking, that's absolutely not true. I just think, that's a cop-out.
And while the Titan wasn't independently safety tested, OceanGate's promotional videos said the sub had been designed with the help of some engineering heavy hitters.
We partnered with aerospace experts at the University of Washington, NASA, and Boeing on the design of our hull.
The Fifth Estate contacted Russia's so-called partners. The University of Washington was not involved in the design, engineering, or testing of the Titan. Boeing was not a partner on the Titan and did not design or build it. NASA only provided virtual consulting. The agency did not conduct any testing and manufacturing via its workforce or facilities.
So do you believe that he was regularly misrepresenting the safety of the Titan?
Oh, sure he was. The question is, did he know it? Well, our job was to let him know that, yeah.
Conan is a critic and competitor of OceanGate, so we wondered why was he listed as an advisor to the company's research foundation.
I did not know I was an advisor to the foundation.
You did not know that? It's on their website that they have you listed as an advisor in 2015.
Really? Well, okay. Thank you. No, I did not know.
This waiver makes it crystal clear about the risk factor for anybody who wants a seat on the Titan. It reads in part, the experimental submersible vessel has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and may be constructed of materials that have not been widely used in any human-occupied submersible. And if that didn't get your attention, the possibility of death is mentioned 8 times in the fine print. Rob McCallum has led deep-sea dives to every ocean on Earth. He told Rush to heed his critics. Diving in an uncertified carbon fiber hull was like defying the laws of physics.
You know, in every entity I have worked with or sailed with, culture is the culture of safety is primary. Anybody on the team can raise a safety concern, and it's not dismissed until it's thoroughly investigated, and it is celebrated as a way of trying to avoid an incident. But as you'll see in the correspondence, Stockton always took it as a personal affront, as a personal offence.
Rush's response to McCallum? I'm clearly an advocate for a different path. A relevant comparison for OceanGate is Virgin Galactic, Blue Origin, and SpaceX that will use uncertified spaceships with their clients. Rush concluded, "We have heard the baseless cries of
Tell me you had data breach without telling me you had data breach. Crazy. Somebody tried to make transactions with your payment method. Your password is not working anymore. Somebody was playing on your account, even though you didn't play.
in Seamagin's certified sub.
Hello, Corbal Express. Welcome. Let's check if the game got changed. Yes. The game got changed. Alright guys, so we have a new code. I'm gonna update the stream elements. Was it Bugs Bunny, right? Bugs Bunny with big letters? Elements, codes, Bugs Bunny. Bunny.
And I'm going to try to be professional, but at the same time, this is pretty cool. I gotta say, I've never had an experience like this before.
Welcome back, Shotzi.
It doesn't take long before we're enveloped in total darkness, 100 meters in the deep. All the safety protocols and precautions for a 30-minute dive to the ocean floor. But it would be a very different experience for the crew of the Titan. It was a clear day on June 16th.
Alright guys, we had the week reset, so we have so many things to do.
Bound for the site.
Thank you for the shout out for Shotzi.
This would be the Titan's
Let's start with the dailies.
ocean floor to see the majestic wreck. It would also be the last. When we come back, a first-hand account of what it was like to dive in the Titan.
When you get in, you know, it all comes crashing down. You have that thought about all the things that could go wrong.
"600 kilometers from St. John's, the Titan team had reached its destination in the North Atlantic. It was dive day. The 5 passengers were bolted into the sub's carbon fiber hull. Stockton Rush was joined by British billionaire Hamish Harding, Pakistani businessman Shahzada Dawood, and his 19-year-old son Suleiman. Their guide was the storied French submariner Paul-Henri Nargeolet. A former French naval commander, Nargeolet had made 37 successful dives to the Titanic.
I was incredulous. I couldn't believe that he was going to go out there. And I expressed my grave concerns to him in as plain a manner as you could.
His friend Patrick Lahey said Nargeolet should have recognized the risk of diving in the Titan.
He wasn't just smart, he was very smart, and he was highly experienced. So when I asked him, Pete, why are you doing this? And he said, well, because, you know, maybe if I'm out there, I can help them avoid a tragedy. You know, maybe I can help enhance the safety of their operation. I believe he
No microphone.
genuinely
I can only hear the music muted. Test. 1, 2, 3, can you hear me now?
Alan Taylor met Nargeolet when Taylor dove with his
So I
son
said,
in
yeah,
in 2020.
you can buy the Misty Lens, but you can only use it once. In the end of the next season, you can buy again another Misty Lens. I have it here available.
Taylor had heard the
I still have 2,100 from my essence that I could spend on stuff. But I don't want to spend.
And these touch screens, and it's Bluetooth, so I can hand it to anybody. And
Simply cutting corners to save money.
For 2 summers, OceanGate chartered the Horizon Arctic to ferry the submersible from St. John's Harbor to the site of the Titanic. But in 2023, OceanGate went in a new direction, chartering the smaller and cheaper Polar Prince.
Check it out. Got a lot of people working on the submarine.
YouTuber Jake Kohler was on a Titanic expedition in 2023.
I'm so excited.
His video shows how the sub was towed 36 hours out to sea and back, rather than safely stored on the stern of the ship.
The experts come down from Greenland, and they come by Newfoundland, by St. John's, and head out that way over Titanic.
Larry Daly is a veteran logistics coordinator in St. John's, who's helped expeditions dive to the Titanic. He was out on the harbor in the spring of 2023 and was stunned by what he saw.
When I saw the Polar Prince towing the platform in with the submersible on it, and a small little Zodiac towing behind that with a guy sitting in it, coming through the narrow right behind us where we are now, you know, first thing I said, you know, I won't repeat it, but, you know, what the hell are they doing? You know, is that how they're going to get that out to the Titanic site? 350 miles off St. John's? You know, this is what they're doing. This is going to end poorly.
According to data from the website Marine Traffic, in spring 2023, the Titan was towed twice to the Titanic and back. On Kohler's trip, the Titan's computer system, which controls the sub, failed.
We've got to find out what this control problem is. That's sort of important, controlling the sub. It's up there with life support.
All right, we're inside and sealed in the submarine.
Days later, the crew tried a test dive.
Yeah, we're doing it.
They made it about 10 meters before resurfacing.
Yeah, that means they're probably going to bring us out.
Yeah, you know, because we've had no calls for
a while.
These mission-critical issues were plaguing the Titan just 2 weeks before its ill-fated dive. But rather than question the safety of the Titan, St. John's was busy climbing on board. In May 2023, of Newfoundland and Labrador posted her tour of the Polar Prince with Rush on social media.
Joe Singleton is the interim head of ocean technology at the Institute, and he joins us this morning.
One of Canada's leading ocean research schools, the Marine Institute in St. John's, partnered with OceanGate to have students join the expeditions.
So what's going to be happening on the dives that your students will be a part of?
So they'll be part of really the support team. I guess if maybe one of the expedition members got cold feet and they felt like they didn't want to go, there was an empty seat. You never know, they might get an extra seat on the dive.
Cyr Couturier teaches ocean biology at the Institute. He said the school was giving scientific legitimacy to what he considered a pampered tourist trip.
I don't know what their exploration plan was, their scientific plan. They can call themselves explorers, okay, well that's fine. But why would they explore a grave site that's been visited 200 times by other people?
Couturier says no one at the Institute was doing their due diligence about OceanGate's expedition.
We pride ourselves at the university, and the Marine Institute, Fisheries and Marine Institute at Memorial University in particular, for being certified to international standards for education, training, and research. Did somebody ask questions? Don't know.
You're asking questions.
Well, I'm asking questions after the fact, right? I wasn't asking them before.
Did anyone question the risk of putting students on these expeditions? The Marine Institute declined our request for an interview.
When it comes to maritime safety, you can't get much cozier or convenient than the St. John's Harbor. All the agencies responsible for maritime safety are here. The Canadian Coast Guard, Transport Canada, the Port Authority. And all of those agencies would have seen the Titan towed out to sea and back time and time again. So was anyone in those agencies prepared to step in, stop the expedition, and save lives? Well, we asked all those agencies for an interview. All of them declined.
We're not actually filming like anything particular.
The Titan was taxied in and out of St. John's Harbor for 3 years, no questions asked. But after only a couple of hours of filming in the harbor, the Port Authority called Larry Daly to question what we were doing.
Yeah, no sweat. Sounds good. You're welcome. Okay, bye. They're not slick, are they? Pick this up on the camera. That's the Port Authority, right? So, yeah, they want, what do you need to call, just, it's supposed to be a form filled out to fill in the harbor. So they control all this area here, right? So that's the first time that's ever happened.
Rather than call the Port Authority, I showed up at their office with my colleague from Enquête. If they were watching us, were they watching the Titan?
We had questions for the Port Authority about what you have seen. Questions about any concerns that you may have had about the Titan, about the safety of the Titan, the movements of the Titan, all that. And clearly, if you're watching us, you must be watching the Titan.
We were, in a sense, however, it didn't happen on our property, it happened on private property.
You're getting towed, it's getting towed, right?
It did get towed,
The port, so it is, at that point, it
We
was.
saw it on camera.
While the Port Authority watched the Titan, there's no indication they questioned Rush.
Anyway.
The vessel was uncertified, which meant there was no certification standard.
Anyway.
It was like a ghost ship with paying passengers on board. And as the YouTuber's video shows, pilot boats were even guiding the Polar Prince out to sea with the Titan in tow. There were no secrets in St. John's Harbor.
Oh, yeah.
Back on the North Atlantic,
Tired, bro.
on June 18th, there was a problem. An hour and 45 minutes into the dive, the Polar Prince lost contact with the sub. Billionaire businessman John Risley is co-owner of the Polar Prince. This is his first TV interview about the ill-fated expedition.
When did you learn that in this particular instance something had gone terribly wrong?
On a Sunday afternoon, when the vessel made its last dive, Sean Lee, the company's CEO, Horizon CEO, called me and said that we'd lost comms with the submersible. I then asked, okay, what's our protocol? Like, what do we do in these situations? Because it wasn't the first time. And the protocol was that you wait a certain amount of time, and after a certain amount of time, you haven't been able to re-establish communication. Then you notify Coast Guard.
You said it wasn't the first time?
It was not the first time that we'd lost comms with the vessel.
Do you know in the previous instances how long periods would have gone with where?
Yeah, I can't tell you. I just don't know that. But I know that Stockton's wife, who was on board the vessel, and was unconcerned about the fact that they'd lost communication because it had happened times before. How many times?
Go.
And then within a reasonable window, communications were reestablished.
But this time, communications were lost, and the Polar Prince did not have an ROV or robotic sub on board to search for the Titan.
What was the backup plan? What happens if things went terribly wrong? What could you do?
Call the Coast Guard. I mean, that's, when you're in trouble at sea, there isn't really a backup plan for help.
Was that ever a discussion when this venture began? What do we do if things go wrong? Do we need to be equipped with some sort of search and rescue equipment on site nearby?
That would have been a decision for, in this case, our customer.
7 hours after losing contact with the sub, the U.S. Coast Guard was finally contacted. When we come back,
I got a call Sunday afternoon, it was June 18th, that there was an overdue submersible with 5 people on board on the site of the Titanic.
the Titan had only 96
Tired
hours of
guys.
oxygen to keep
That's
the
a
crew alive.
motherfucker.
So if Ocean Gate's contingency
That's only me here, so.
Coast Guard, help was a long way away.
Of course, we get aircraft on scene sooner, but to get vessels on scene, we're talking days, not hours.
Okay, I'm good. Fire away here.
There was a glimmer of hope this morning as a search for Titan, a Canadian aircraft, picked up banging underwater noise in the search area. However, crews have yet to be able to pinpoint the source of that noise. Meanwhile, time is running out in the search for Titan. It is expected that there is only less than 24 hours of oxygen left for the 5 who are on board.
With each passing hour, the hope of finding Titan's crew alive was fading.
How did anyone ever enjoy it without me in them?
Titans and ships from the US, Canada, France, and Britain searched thousands of square kilometers in the North Atlantic. 3 days after the disappearance of the Titan, the Horizon Arctic, once the Titan support ship, left St. John's with a deep sea ROV flown in from the US. It only took the sub a couple of hours to confirm the rescuers' worst fears.
This is a incredibly unforgiving environment down there on the seafloor, and the debris is consistent with a catastrophic implosion of the vessel.
St. John's was once again a backdrop to a disaster at sea. Soon after the Horizon Arctic returned with salvaged pieces of the Titan, the questions began, including why so many hours had passed before Ocean Gate first alerted the Coast Guard that they'd lost communications with the Titan.
The big question a lot of people have been asking is why did it take 7 hours before finally the captain would put out a distress signal about the fact that they had lost contact with the crew?
So, let me ask that question, would have made it a difference? What difference would it have made if we'd notified the Coast Guard, 5 minutes after we lost?
He shoots, he
What was
scores.
the Coast Guard?
Swift as the wind.
No magic wand. I mean, we don't know now whether or not the moment that the communications were lost was also the moment where the
Fucking whore.
construction failure of some sort. We don't know that.
Good
In
job,
other
boys.
words, did the Titan implode before it reached the ocean floor? While the Canadian Coast Guard refused our interview request, the U.S. Coast Guard agreed to talk.
It was a difficult moment. It's a moment that you, as a search and rescue professional, that you never want to deal with. You always want to bring people home safely. That's what we do.
The sub was a little more than halfway to the Titanic when sonar detected an unusual underwater sound.
We received that information early in the efforts from the United States Navy that they detected an anomaly that may have been consistent with a implosion, but they were unable to tell us with 100% certainty that's what it was. And quite frankly, in the business of search and rescue, we work in certainties only.
You say you operate with certainty. So what was the certainty that was conveyed to you to know that this was not a rescue mission, but a recovery mission?
Yeah, so when the pelagic ROV, the Odysseus, reached the ocean floor on Thursday morning, they first detected a tail cone. One of the next pieces of debris they found was the large capsule door.
You know what I would do here? Win.
At that point,
Now go.
it was obvious that there was a pressure capsule. And at that point, we knew that the vessel was lost.
Titanic filmmaker James Cameron is also a sub-designer and an Ocean Gate critic.
I would submit that there's a
storm.
Following a noteworthy year marked by the Ocean Gate tragedy, we as an industry have been drawn into the public spotlight.
The private sub-industry's safety record is now in tatters. Leaving experts who warned Stockton Rush about the Titan back in 2018 wondering, could they have done more?
Do you wish you had sounded the alarm with
like
the
that'll
Coast Guard,
stop me.
U.S., Canadian, with other authorities, using your expertise, your experience, your voice, to say stop this thing?
We tried. We seriously tried, and it was done best intentions and love, and we care, and we are what the cliche brotherhood in this industry.
Like that'll stop me.
We know we can do some good to the planet, and we invite everybody to be part.
Swift as the wind.
But it's a two-way street. And it does make us sad.
Shoot, that was my favorite photo. Can you send it back? Or just don't lose it. Coming over. Swift as the wind.
Declined to be interviewed for this story.
It's a loss.
The U.S. Coast Guard's Maritime Board of Investigation and the Canadian Transportation Safety Board are now
God
reviewing
damn it.
what went wrong. But the implosion of the Titan was so violent, the precise cause of the tragedy may be impossible to pinpoint.
I'd like to be remembered as an innovator. I think it was General MacArthur said, you're remembered for the rules you break. And, I've broken some rules to make this. I think I've broken them with logic and good engineering behind me. Carbon fiber and titanium, there's a rule you don't do that. Well, I did.
I will forever regret exposing my son to that risk.
Like Shahzada Dawood, who died with his son in the Titan, Colin Taylor wanted to share an epic adventure with his son. He trusted Stockton Rush could safely take them down to the Titanic and back.
So I think what they knew, and what I think a lot of
No sunshine.
a lot of people are familiar with carbon fiber.
Nu kom upp en stund då.
Cycles that run.
Kom här.
Was the shelf life, and so there's a certain number of cycles.
Hey babies.
And they knew it had a shelf life.
I'm in babies.
Given that, do you feel
I'm
lucky?
in borste. Jag vill ha ett borste. Här är ett borste. Här är ett borste lite.
And I think the difference between our dive and the fatal dive is 2 dives.
Which was the difference of life and death?
While the Titan was a prevention.
Let's do this!
Today, there is nothing in place to stop it all from happening again. Venture tourism is in high demand, and sub-certification is not mandatory. But even with more oversight, danger will always be part of the package when exploring the ocean deep.
I think there's something very human about wanting to explore. And I think the people that got on that, including us, we knew we were test pilots. You don't get on a ship like that, oil rig service ship, and motor out to the middle of the North Atlantic and get in a carbon fiber tube and go down 4 kilometers to the bottom of the ocean and not know.
Oh, please, like that'll stop me. That's for all the furry bitches in the world. Good effort.
Fucking cocksucker motherfucker. Jag ska klappa flickan lite mer först. Play like a fucking moron. Fucking hell. Jag ser lite borst. Rumpeborst. Rumpeborst. Det är musigt. Jag tycker bara det är musigt. Man klappas lite. Åh, sista Lisa. Pretty girl. Pretty girl.
We have to take down the
Andra
camera,
sidan då.
please. He says we
Ska
can't
vi ta andra
leave it. It's
sidan?
dangerous, please.
De blir hussesladdar.
Javi is taking us to the street where he lives in
Kennedy Barrio. It's safer to film here. He spends much of his time trying to stop kids from joining the gangs.
El día a día la gente se rebusca propuestas indecentes para que la gente, los hombres terminen siendo delincuentes y las mujeres prostitutas.
And then that's why they get involved with the cartels and the gangs.
Sí, claro, no se apoya a la gente que quiere salir adelante, ¿no? ¿Entiendes? O sea, es lo que la gente quiere vernos mal para poder dominarnos, ¿no? Tú sabes, cuando el pueblo está mal, la gente es más fácil de que los dominen, los controles.
Veramente controle.
Oh, what's up? This is Poochie, a friend of Javi's.
Mi nombre es Poppy.
Man, with all these officers out there concerned for their safety and taking all these precautions where they will be safe and they have unlimited resources and all this training, Kevlar vests and a utility belt with a gun and a taser and mace and all this kind of stuff and a patrol cruiser and everything's being recorded, you would think that would be the safest. Oh, wait a second. You would think it would be the safest. It is. Law enforcement is one of the safest professions. If you look at it in America, it's not even in the top 10. Last I checked, it wasn't even in the top 15 of dangerous professions. Can you imagine being a logger going, I'm fearing for my safety? Or being on the most dangerous catch and all the guys on the boat, you know, chewing their fingernails going, I hope I don't get dragged overboard today. You don't ever see anybody going, well, it was an issue of fisherman safety. It was an issue of logger safety. It was an issue of lineman safety. Ain't nobody out there talking about their safety but cops. You don't see firefighters going, well, I didn't go into the building because, you know, frankly, it was an issue of firefighter safety. No, nobody's doing that in any other profession that I've ever seen. Does that mean there's not fear when that logger is, you know, trying to unstick a log jam, or a lineman is 30 feet, 40 feet, 50 feet up on a cracked and splintering pole that could crack at any moment? No, I'm not saying there's not fear, but you never hear them articulate, I was fearing for my life, man. I had to chop that pole down. I couldn't go out on the deck of that boat and reel in those lobsters, that cage of lobsters, because I was so scared. They're killing people who pull out a knife when there's a car door and a rolled up window in between them. Well, I thought he had a gun. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Let the games begin.
Did not think for a moment that Daniel Shaver had a gun. I don't think that cop, what was his name, Geronimo Jimenez, who offed Philando Castile, I don't think for a moment that he thought that Philando Castile had a gun. After he gave Philando Castile the command, yeah, let me see your CCW. I mean, we can choose to live, man, I'm getting high. We can choose to live in the land of truth, or we can choose to live in the land of favorites. Which one do you want to live in? Truth will always be treason in the empire of lies. Truth is the we hate.
He's gone!
Truth is always the first casualty in every war, including the information war. This is how bad things are getting here. So we got to be honest. Yeah, there might be
that was my
legal
favorite
cases,
bullet.
there
Can
might
you send
be
it back?
law,
Or
there might be
just don't lose it.
Supreme Court precedent,
Coming
but
over.
does it square with justice? Does it square with truth? Does it square with Black's Law 4th edition dictionary of what a crime actually is? Can you really have crime if there is no victim? And can the state be a victim? If the state can be a victim, how can a non-person corporate entity be victimized
Swift as the
by
wind.
a flesh and blood man or woman? These are just, I am not,
Oh, please, like
I don't
that'll
have a
stop
high
me.
IQ.
I'm
not
getting hammered.
extremely articulate. All I know is, I believe I know what truth and I know what justice is. By the way, I'm not a constitutionalist. I'm just, I'm gonna do what is right. It's always wrong to initiate unjust violence.
Curses, foiled
I am
again.
pro, no man has a higher claim over your life and property than you. It's wrong to steal, it's wrong to kill, it's wrong to harm, it's wrong to threaten, it's wrong to damage property and not pay for it. And when you've done those things, you've created a victim, i.e. you've committed a crime. So when the Constitution says, for example, what would I be against in the Constitution? Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes. If taxes is actually armed robbery, which would be extortion, then I would be against Congress shall have the power to commit armed robbery, if that's what it is. So that's why I would not call myself a constitutionalist, because there's a great many things that if you look at in the Constitution, it's like consent of the governed. I know that's outside of the Constitution, but the Constitution was built on the Declaration of Independence, and this consent of the governed, well, if governed means control, if gouverno mentis means to control the mind or mind control, and let's get mind out of it. Government means to control somebody against their will without their consent because the people in government think it would be good for them and for society. Well, what if it's not good for society? Like prohibition showed itself to be not good for society. Or Executive Order 6102, you're gonna throw somebody in jail if you catch them owning gold? FDR, really? And a plethora of other, the war on drugs, the Patriot Act, all this unconstitutional nasty stuff that completely goes against individual and collective rights, frankly. It's no good measure of good mental health to be considered well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. We overall, generally speaking, have a profoundly sick society who believes a mountain, I mean an Everest-size mountain of lies every single day. And they were taught to us from the time we were little bitty kids all the way through the public fool indoctrination program, the 15,000-hour government indoctrination program called the public fool system, and we believe so many frickin' lies like, you know, the first lie is that this is actually money. This is money. No, it's used as money, it's used as a unit of exchange, and it can be considered money, but more importantly, to understand, is its currency, and more specifically, it is a Federal Reserve note. Guaranteed for all debts, public and private. This can be used as money, but it is not. That's a 5-decade temporary. But then nothing is so permanent as a temporary government program, huh? I digress. Or do I? Or do I digress? Or is all this stuff like interlaced? It's like this, it's this one big, deceptive, movable anthill. Just keeps on moving. You can knock it down one day and then it appears somewhere else. Then it appears somewhere else. And you got to deal with it. So, you know, when you cross-examine like that and you bring out all this obvious stuff of road piracy and corporate traffic law, and, you know, you do have the fundamental right to travel. It is a fundamental right, not requiring licensing, registration, or insurances. Like one of those court cases says, hey, you can't use that right here because we got just some traffic law around here. And this traffic law applies to you. Well, guess what? Traffic law, practically speaking, trumps constitutional law. It's as clear and evident as the nose on your face. You don't have to be a lawyer. You don't have to have a bar card. You don't have to be a judge. You don't have to have a high IQ. All you got to do is face the facts and see what reality is. Oh, and follow the money. Follow the money. Hey, they're making money. These law enforcers who are supposed to be serving and protecting us, we're supposed to be benefiting by us giving them their trust, but they're actually being used as revenue-generating tools to the tune of $6.2 billion every single year just for speeding tickets. Let that sink in. $6.2 billion a year. That's $11,734 every single minute of every single day in all 50 states. That is a revenue-generating waterfall. It just keeps, it's like a geyser at Yellowstone. Just keep, I don't know how it happens. It just keeps coming out of the ground. $6.2 billion, and that's just traffic tickets. That's just speeding tickets. We're not even we don't even add yet the $14.1 billion annually that comes from civil asset forfeiture, which every single sheriff under Jim Skinner, the National Sheriff's Association, signed onto and are against H.R. 1525 for. Civil asset forfeiture is literally legalized theft. under the auspices of, we got to take care of the Mexican drug cartel. You want the Mexican drug cartels to run rampant, roughshod over all Americans? Well, if you don't, then you want to back us in civil asset forfeiture. It's just that the only problem with that is when you see victims of civil asset forfeiture, it's not the Mexican drug cartels, it's somebody like Stephen Lara, a veteran, Stephen Lara, driving from Texas to California to visit his daughters with his life savings of $87,000 in the trunk in the Nevada state. Oh, it's Nevada, of course. But it's not just Nevada, it's Tennessee, it's Oklahoma, it's Arkansas, it's California. But the Nevada state troopers seized his $87,000, not because Stephen Lara had done anything wrong, and not because he was pinned or charged with a crime, because he wasn't. It's because they suspected that that money might be used in funding criminal activity. So they ran the dog, and of course, the dog is going to hit on the money. Why? Because 90 to 95% of all American currency has some amount of cocaine on it, according to many, many studies. So of course they're going to hit on it, and they're going to use that as justification to take a poor man's life savings from him. Stephen Lara is not a part of the Mexican drug cartel. He's just a guy who wants to provide for his family and has his life savings in the car because he doesn't trust the banking system. That's not crazy. That's sanity. But the road pirates of the Nevada State Patrol are going to relieve him of that, two of which said that they were military vets as well. Oorah. Thanks. Thanks, brothers. Look it up. Look up Stephen Lara, Nevada State Troopers civil asset forfeiture. By the way, he won the case because the ACLU got involved, and because there was a national outcry against the Nevada State Troopers. They got tens of thousands of negative comments saying, "You give that man's money back, you frickin' crooks." And because they're the public relations guy said, "Hey, this ain't looking too good for us," they gave it back. Not because it was the right thing to do to give it back. It was the wrong thing to take it in the first place, but the right thing would have been to give it back. They only gave it back because they got caught. They didn't give it back because they came to the realization, hey, what we're doing is wrong. Maybe we should stop this. So much criminality. Just bringing this back around, so much criminality, so many lies that if you did ask the question about universal this corporate traffic law and the extortion of the American tax cattle under traffic law, and the fact that we lose all of our constitutional rights at a traffic stop. If you're not free to travel, you're not free to do anything. And if you try to pull away from that police officer, they will put the helicopters in the air, they will put the dogs on the ground, they will call for unlimited resources, and they will hunt you down because you left their traffic stop. So you ain't free to go. You're not free to go. You don't have individual rights. Stop singing Land of the Free, Home of the Brave.
On Prime Crime.
That was a slick move, man. Very slick.
Hey, man, man.
Go ahead and put your hands up.
An officer's arrests come to question.
At this point, you are detained, okay?
I don't do anything. I don't mess with that stuff. He essentially was employing like magic tricks to hide evidence.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. What we got there, Papa? Look at there.
But proving the crime was committed by a member of law enforcement is not an easy task.
We don't actually ever see him planting their narcotics. That raises some red flags to me.
He gave me a piece of advice. Sometimes the people you think you can trust are the very ones you shouldn't. That has stuck with me as the most chilling thing he said.
Hey there, everybody, I'm Jesse Weber, and welcome to Prime Crime. This is where we break down some of the most compelling and memorable true crime cases. Law enforcement are supposed to be the good guys, and many times, if not most of the time, they are. However, there is something very odd that happens in one Florida county, and a spotlight is put on an officer who may not actually be arresting people for crimes, but committing them himself.
Look, man, you seem like you're pretty squared away, okay?
Yeah.
All right. But I do have an issue with something within the vehicle.
What's that?
It's April 8th, 2018 in Jackson County, Florida. What should have been a typical day for a motorist suddenly becomes a life-changing encounter with Sheriff's Deputy Zachary Wester.
The day I got stopped, I was actually on my way to work. I was coming through a small town. There was a police officer sitting underneath the overpass, and when he pulled in behind me, I still really didn't think anything of it until the lights came on. And that was when I was like, this is really weird.
Pulled you over. Your driver's license is not valid. Okay. Pulled you out to talk to you about it.
He said that my license had been suspended, and he realized that when he ran my plate. I was like, that's strange, because you were facing me under the overpass, and you followed me for 3 miles before you flicked the lights on. So the red flags were already going up.
You made the spontaneous statement about there was a handgun in the center console. You said it was okay for me to go retrieve that handgun from the center console.
He asked if there was anything in the vehicle that I thought he should be concerned about, and I was honest with him. I told him I've got a handgun in the center console, and he asked me if I had a concealed weapons permit. I said, no, you don't need one in Florida.
At that point, he had probable cause to pull that car over. Keep in mind, a lot of times, the reason I pull you over does lead into further investigations based on what I see or maybe information that I gathered during that traffic stop.
All right. I'm going to read you your rights. Just because I read your rights does not mean you're going to jail. Okay. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court.
I knew I didn't have anything to hide. That's why I let him search my vehicle. I trusted the process. Well, those feelings changed a little bit when he read me the Miranda rights.
Open up the center console, shove down in between the front passenger seat and where the center console is at. I saw what appeared to be a syringe sticking out. Whenever I went, I looked further, pulled the seat apart. The syringe is actually in like a plastic, larger baggie with a plastic container with a substance in it that appears to be an illegal narcotic. Do you know anything about that?
I do not. I was shocked. I had no idea what the heck he was talking about because I'm not a meth user. I don't do drugs. I've never smoked pot. I've physically never done drugs in my life. It blew my mind that he was in here questioning me about this.
You've never seen this before?
Dude, I have no idea. It's just wild. I was so surprised that it was methamphetamines of all things. It wasn't weed. It wasn't like a crack pipe. It was methamphetamines. It was a used needle.
Crack mark.
Dude, I don't use. I mean, you where we're at. Yeah, man, you gotta check like this. We're standing here. This definitely has the appearance of illegal activity. I swear you know nothing about it.
It just puts me in a bad spot, man.
You know, I thought there had to be an explanation. Maybe somebody left it in my car. I don't know. I have employees. Maybe that's a possibility. But I knew.
Action X over here. Tank with him as well. Please say unknown appeared yet. Bam, 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 bam. Story of this thing.
Boom shakalaka boom boom bang bang.
Where are my shots going, bro? Stay there, man. Hit it. Kill. Wait! What is he thinking? This guy is thinking coming from here. I think we maximized our damage and resistance. Did he actually fully leave? Man, this thing can pop off fast. This thing can pop off bloody fast. Yeah, he's already. This guy's already in the team. Nice, GG. The little brothers in arms as always. PvP. We have 6k combined. Let's go. It has great DPM, right? Yeah, like I have 4.1k DPM over here. Thank you for the request. Thank you for the request. Thank you for the request. Very nice, very nice. Tinker Tricks is coming in with 5 gifted subs. Tinker Tricks. Thank you so much, Tinker Tricks, for that. We had actually 6.4 thousand combined. Nice, 64k combined, not bad. Very fast battle. We had assistance as well. Tinker Tricks, request the deck, please. Okay, let's play Stark 3G, and then we play with the Badget. We play a second battle with Badget. This is the setup Gem wanted to see on Stark. Gem, are you over here? Yes, Gem is over here actually. Whoop! Tinker Tricks, thank you so much for 5 gifted subs, that is massive. This is the setup what Jim wants to see, because this is Jim's setup, right? This is how you play it. This is how you play it. 7 is too much. Let's do this. Let's do it like this. Stark 3G is a go! Tinker Tricks, finally a good tank. Finally a good tank indeed. Nice classic stuff. I've been waiting for this game the whole year. Let's go. Let's bloody go. Hype it, Jet boys. Whoop, whip it good. Yeah. So Tinker Tricks, what is your favorite? We have from brand new tier 3 subs. We have one guy who asked for his favorite tank, my favorite tanks, and then a guy who wanted to see Grilla 15. Thank you so much for tier 3s. Like honestly, big, massive. Massivo, thank you. Stark 3, ooh la la. Coated Optics, I have. Not Coated Optics, Binos I have. Binos. You know what? I'm actually going to play over here, I think. I'm actually going to play here. Stark 3G. Beetle TV. And at first we might catch someone off guard over here. Okay, this is low tier. This is like very low tier battle, so it is kinda hard to predict what the hell is going to. Yeah. favorite position to actually play, like overall. I don't want to receive any damage. I don't feel like I need to give them any free damage. This is the favorite position I like to play in Assault on this map when defending. It's very powerful. Until that, I didn't appreciate you before, I don't appreciate you now. You are just annoying over here. Fucking hell, this gun, guys! Oh my god! This gun is straight out Bog Jam. That was a nice sexy lead. Too bad Shell is a rubber bullet. Come on, believe. No way! No way this gun hits those shots. There was again! It did it again! Hit it. Okay, final kick in. There's only one thing I don't like about this battle. Is the fact that I'm basically alone over here now. Can I pick a tank? Yes! Yes, think. Good, Riggs. This is what I asked. Which tank you want to see? Please. Please pick a tank. The reverse speed is cut off, although it has none. Jim, to be honest, how many battles do we have in this thing? We did hit D1 heavy, by the way. Blind shot was a hit, but as you can see, there was no damage done. The blind shot did no damage. I have to watch out. What? Never praise the gun, guys. Never praise the gun. Never. That's the biggest mistake I've ever do. You don't want to. Oh shit! They have two gaps. I'm just about to say everything I haven't got yet. It's our battle to save. Basically. Holy shit! Where are they? Hello! Oh my lord! No way! No way! Well, you know, this is stuff you see more in lower tiers. When the defending team starts attacking way too far away from the base. 40K of cons and manures auction to get 907, will it be enough? No idea. No idea. I have no idea. But 1.5 to damage, still pretty nice. Whoa. Too bad it was a defeat, though. We could have gotten like more over here. It is what it is. Enemy team won a losing battle. Legitimately, those guys won a losing battle over here. T6 and GE. Like all those guys were cruising on the other side of the map. They were attacking while we defended, which is a little bit of a bummer. But I honestly have no idea. Like there's no, I do not have a clue what is the winning field, because we have less tanks in the auction, or less tickets available in the auction. No clue. Just over 7K games at 58.61 and collected most medals in the old game. We did as well as one Golobanovs. Wow. 7,000 battles in this thing. Holy moly. That is dedication. Triple art. Guys, this is triple art. Triple art. MJ, your art battle over here. MJ requested Bishop, RT requested Evil 5 and also 2 battles with matches. 15558. Triple Arty, triple the fun, exactly. Triple Arty, let's party, guys. Triple Arty, let's party. In the middle. Wait, did I hit that guy directly for 0 damage? I believe it is. Look at that assistance, boys! Let's just stun him. Maybe Mantis wasted or something. I had to get the stun, right?
Let's try this shit.
Because waiting is pointless. Waiting is pointless. Lurk for some games and potato streaming will be interlurking. Alright. So Beaker N3GF tier 3 with 110 premium ammo is hilarious. Okay, N3GFT with premium ammo. Okay. I did write down your request. Oh no way! Brother! Oh my! On the moving to the ass. That was criminal even. That was actually a little bit criminal. MJ, where are you, MJ? We're slapping in your pick. this weekend, yeah. Guys, I don't think we got you on our players. Look how much you reposition, huh? Reposition. This is what we got you on our players, right?
This isn't one in a hundred joke. Obviously, you can hear it if I write it down.
What are you smoking, Mr. Ray? What are you smoking, my friend? Okay. Look at that. We have 40,500 combined. MJ. You happy? You need to be happy. That's the main goal right now. That is the main goal. MJ has to be happy. And MJ request MJ has to be happy. Man, we're repositioning like 40 divisions over here. Bye. Was that true, guys? Now we get Mangle on the AMX. I didn't even look at the hill. Was that true? Kinda was a little. Kinda was true. Look at two other artists. They're still sitting where they spawned. It's my time to scout, Jan. It's my time to scout. 140 is sitting at that corner there. I'm going to scout. 72 kilometers per hour. Guys, I have a mission. My mission is to have the most distance traveled. That is my mission. And also to ram that 140. That's also my mission. I want to ram 140 out for my allies. Okay? How about that? No! That was I think that is actually a glitch around that. Imagine if all artists would be just so OP like me in my art. Hey, do we have Bonzo
Sturgy Poo. How you doing, my man? And everybody else who's here. I was checking this game stream. And everybody else who's here. I was checking this game stream. And I hear myself. Jesus. Sturgy, if you're still here, can you have more than 2 screens on your computer when you're streaming? Like, I want 3 monitors. I tried to connect one yesterday, but it didn't get a signal.
Next up, we have a favorite thing. So let's start with T favorite thing.
Object 780, yes. Oh well. As many as the GPU can handle. Do I have to plug it in the graphics card? Or can I use another intake? Because I only have two intakes in my graphic cards. I did try another input. Yes, in the graphics card. Okay. Fuck. Oh well. Thanks for the answer, Sturgy. Yeah, I only have 2 intakes in my graphic cards. However, I do have some kind of different. There's 2 more here. Fucking hell. I'll do the same.
All right. 780 assembly shop tank. Love it. Love it. Love it. Snap though, we don't really love. Snap kind of sucks. Like with anything, not only with this. The map itself. Imagine gives us at least info who is going to be up the hill if anyone is going here.
There we go. What happened now? Oh fuck. I did something wrong here. Let's switch them.
No, this gun is accurate, guys. This gun is accurate. Don't shot this right.
See what happens now.
Okay? So that one shot this right.
No. Should be on that one.
That disrespect, bro. Disrespect doesn't even look good. What the hell are you doing, PZ? That guy is enjoying weekend. I can tell you with full confidence that PZ75 has enjoyed it.
Come on now. Get inside the shitter. So there we go. Come on now. What's this? What is this? There we are then. Here we are then. Smart TV will not stream. So I can watch streams with wireless mouse. I mean, I have another. I think I have 2 other intakes, but that's not the HDMI. It's just this little longer. That looks like fucking hell. I wonder.
That's why we don't like this.
Come on, get it. Get this side you've got. I have 2 more, but they don't seem to able to connect. And then I have the third one with the old contact. So I'm just thinking, fucking hell, man. Go boom. I say boom, boom, boom. Everybody say ayo. Well, I was just thinking if I get an older, I got like a Slash TV here. But it came into not the graphic cards, but some other intake on the computer. But then again, I have 2 other connections that I can't put the HDMI in. That's the problem. Ah, what's this? AC/DC, you got new messages. Okay. But I think I will be, oh my God, that didn't run well. I switched the cables. There we go. I think. Come as you are, as you were. 1080? Really? I can't see shit. I'll figure it out. Not like I need 3 monitors, but you can never have enough monitors. It's basically just in the way, so I plugged it out. Oh, shit. Have to glue this shit to this shit. Fucking hell, man. Alright, let's have a game. Let's have a game. What's this? What's this one? Oh, never mind. Let's go. What's this Twitch games doing? Yeah, I'm gonna try this MG3FT. I wonder if it's gonna play that for me. Let's see now. What? What? What the fuck? There's games.
We're cooking, and we are going to paint this tank full yellow.
Come on, play the 3MGFT. It's tier 3 with 189 penetration.
Just, cannonball. Yes, absolutely, says Platinum. Absolutely. Okay,
I can't hear his sound.
What else can we take over here? Fuel. This. We can take this for extra engine power. And we're ready to go. We are ready to ram. We are ready to ram. Okay, this is updated. Axis skin. I don't have the Axis skin on this.
LTV high definition. Okie dokie.
It basically has the skins what I have opened up.
Well, let's have a try in this little shitter. It looks ridiculous, but it has 189 penetration on the premium shells in the tier 3. I can't hear his sound. Wonder why.
Can you make a grind faster in War Thunder? Whoa, this could be something, chat. Dude, our engine power is not out.
How was your stream yesterday? It was okay? I fell asleep kind of again. Oh, for fuck's sake, what's this? There we go. Here we go. 189 penetration.
You can make stock grind faster by converting free XP. But you cannot buy your way to higher tiers and
Say boom, boom, boom. Everybody say ayo, ayo. Fuck, there's no sound. What the fuck? Oh, that's because I fucked up. Oh, Object 261. That was nice. I don't have a sound. That's the fucking problem. I have to restart everything. That's fucking ridiculous. Sent a lot of Easter eggs to the enemy. Why not? Why not? Streamlabs. I have all the sounds, but it won't play with me. Fucking hell, man. fuck is calling me now? Oh, fucking idiots.
Okay, guys, this could be the best remedy
Säpo
ever.
avdelning 2.
We'll find out in a moment.
You can hear my game, and I can't hear my game. I don't know why. Hold on, I'm doing something here. English.
How much?
Okay. Sturgy, I'm just gonna restart because I don't have any sound here.